Well, joining me are some of the minds behind Teen Press, and this was a new initiative that was launched even in a pandemic, which I think makes it even more unique that despite some of the challenges we've been seeing, you guys are going above and beyond, and we're reversing the roles. You guys are now the interviewees, and I'm the interviewer. But first, I want to start with Ms. Hein. Do you want to tell me, first of all, about Teen Press and how you got this initiative going at Longfellow?
Yeah, I was met by Parker and Abby from Midwest Music Fest. They have known about this, and this program has been running. It's a project that is really nationwide, and Cotter High School in Winona began the process in the Midwest area, and they extended the invite to La Crosse, and it was initially proposed last year when we were pumped about it, and then COVID struck, and we just had to take a different perspective and look at it this year, and so here we are. So really, it's a big shout out to Midwest Music Fest, and they're the ones that kind of shed some light on the project for us.
Oh, very cool. And what was the response from your students? Did you have a lot signing up saying, I want to do this? And is this an actual credit, a course, or is this an extracurricular?
No, these kids are amazing. They are doing this above and beyond what they are doing each and every day. And because we really were going into it with such an unknown, I just kind of put it out there, and a few kids who I thought, well, I know this person is interested in music, and I know this person likes to take on some new experiences. And so we just kind of put together a small group because it is the first time we're doing it, and we're doing it in Zoom. So yeah.
Which I can imagine has challenges in and of itself. And I'm going to rotate between you two, Abigail and Nathan. But Abigail, first of all, what made you decide that this is something you wanted to add to your schedule? And what have you liked about it?
Well, I mean, since COVID started, you can't really get out of your house and do anything. And I don't have anything else to do like before or after school, so I thought it would be just something extra that would take up my time.
Wow. And Nathan, what about you?
Well, I like the interviewing part and like getting to know like the meaning behind songs from musicians and bands and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I did see when I was going through some of the survey results, because you guys just kind of wrapped up your first session of this and you were talking about some of the things that you learned. What do you think were some of the biggest learning points of going through this? And whichever one of you wants to start first. Do you want to start with Abigail again?
Sure. So I thought it was a great way to expand like social skills between like a complete stranger that I don't really know. And that's pretty much it. It's great to get to know people outside in a way.
Yeah, that totally makes sense, Abigail. And a skill you'll take with you in your career, because no matter what you choose to do, you'll probably be calling people you've never called before, having presentations and meetings. So definitely a skill to carry with you. And what about you, Nathan? I know you mentioned you really liked diving deeper into the music. Was there anything else that stood out to you that you gained from this?
Well, I didn't think that I'd like could interview like a musician, and it was cool to like actually do that.
Wow. And what was your first interview like? Were you nervous? Were you excited? How did that go?
I was kind of a little bit of both, but I was pretty excited.
What about you, Abigail?
I mean, I was nervous too, and at times it was awkward, but the awkwardness passes, and sometimes it makes the conversation better.
And as we said, we just kind of wrapped up the first round. Is this something that either or both of you is thinking that you want to do again if we start it up again?
Yeah, I would want to do it again.
Definitely.
Oh, not much hesitation there, Miss Hein. I think you have a pretty cohesive consensus. And I do have to ask as well, have you seen other students say, I want to get involved with this maybe next semester or next quarter once they saw how much fun their fellow classmates were having?
Yeah, I think, well, we've got we love our Google Form survey, don't we, you guys? So we've got our monthly check-in coming up on tomorrow. And that has a question in there. Is teen press something you're interested in? Just to kind of open it up to more students now, and but also keep on our veterans. Now you get to be called veterans, you two. So then we'll see where it heads. And yeah, I think the Nick Marcoux, our marketing director, like you said, his graphics, he does a really nice job of making it all come together. And we really do look forward to making this a full circle student project where he can kind of just be someone who watches in and helps them create the videos. So that'll even open up more opportunities for students who don't necessarily want to get in front of the camera, but want to be behind the scenes and putting the images together and putting that final piece out. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned those multiple roles because I didn't realize until I was going through some of the information you sent me how much you guys really do divide the tasks and create a partnership with your students. Do you want to explain what it takes to go into just one of those videos? Because it may only be a few minutes long, but there was a lot of behind the scenes minutes that went into it.
Who wants to take that one on?
Well, so we started out like picking who we wanted to interview, and then we did a lot of research on them and like formed questions for the interview and then sent out an email. And then we put a time that we'd meet, and then we did the interview, and then sent the video to Nick, and then he edited it.
Yeah, and those videos, about how long is your raw take of the video that you actually have with the artist?
It was about like a half hour.
Yeah, they're pretty long. And then the final cut is only for 4 or 5 minutes. So that is kind of one of the benefits, right? Is we get to have the freedom of asking however many questions as we like. And then in the final take, pick those timestamps of the questions I don't really do that.
I better watch out or else you guys will be coming after my job pretty soon with all the work that you put into these. And going forward, you've interviewed a lot of musicians. Is that something that you found that you like doing? Do you foresee a future in the music industry, or do any of you think that you're going to be future journalists out on the street interviewing our local businesses or politicians?
You never know.
Good answer, Abby.
I like that.
Yeah, I liked interviewing the musicians.
For sure.
Absolutely. And how do you guys find which musicians you want to interview? Is it someone that you've been listening to locally, or is it someone that a friend mentioned?
They were people performing in the Midwest Music Fest, with the online sessions.
And I know I did see one comment that said that you guys liked how easy it was to contact these people. It sounds like they were very good at supporting Teen Press and making sure that you could do these projects and express this creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Very
cool. Sure.
Oh, that's so cool to see and hear. And I think those are all the questions that I have for you. Was there anything else that I'm missing? Stephanie, Abigail, Nathan, anything else that any of you would like us to know?
I don't think so.
I'm just proud of these guys for taking on something new during a time where, like Abby said, we're in our spaces, we're in these places that sometimes feel really isolated and really alone. And I think that they've extended themselves. They've grown in that way of like going beyond the world that we're kind of caught up in right now. And so I'm just really proud of this group and this community for providing these opportunities for us to, take action.